Hey everybody, Jason Franks with Games for Gaijin. Sorry for the long delay between videos, but I'm finally back to talk about Tokyo Game Market 2018 Spring Edition. I went last weekend, both days, Saturday and Sunday, jam-packed with amazing games from Japan and all across the Asia Pacific. So please check out this video. I'm covering my first day at the convention and the first 7 games that I picked up at this Tokyo Game Market. And let me tell you, there are a lot more games to come. So stay tuned for my next videos in the Game Market series, as well as individual game reviews for everything that I managed to bring back with me. If all you care about are the game reviews, please skip ahead to around minute 7 or 8 in this video. Otherwise, check out Saturday, day 1 of the convention right after this. I do want to thank Nice Game Shop for helping me get to Tokyo Game Market this year. Without their help, I wouldn't have been able to go both days and bring back so many games. If you're interested in any of the games I profile in this video, please check out the link in the comments below. Super awesome shop to bring back games from Japan and Asia and affordable shipping to Europe and the US. So check them out. All right, what are we waiting for? Let's go see what Tokyo Game Market 2018 Spring Edition had to offer. Game Market actually started a few days before going to a preview event. We got to try out a bunch of new games from several notable designers planning to have booths at the convention, to include 8-Bit Mockup from Sato Family, a pretty interesting tile-laying game, Alpanesia, a roll and write dice drafting game from Fukurodo and Foley Analog, and Dice Wide Shut from March Hare Games, a Stanley Kubrick-inspired game in title only, dice rolling combo building game with quite a bit of strategy. We began our adventure after an hour-and-a-half metro ride to Odaiba Island on the eastern side of Tokyo, and as you can see, it was packed. This was our first time going to Tokyo Big Sight Convention Hall. Lots of cool sculptures in the area, and definitely one of the most unique buildings in all of Tokyo. All of the people that were walking with us made us a little worried about how crowded it was going to be. And as you can see, the Japanese know how to handle a lot of people wanting to go to one event. Lines were orderly, and everybody was geared up for day 1 of the Tokyo Game Market Convention. We got there about an hour-and-a-half early to make sure that we had plenty of time to score all our games. All right, I'm here in line at Tokyo Game Market Spring 2018 with my friend Jake, and we are absolutely surrounded by a lot of Japanese board game fans, and the lines just keep getting bigger and bigger here on Odaiba Island, just in the eastern part of Tokyo, at Tokyo Big Sight Convention Hall. We were a little relieved because when we were getting off the train, we saw a ton of people, and we thought they were all coming to the board game convention. Well, it turns out that Game Market is only on the west half of Tokyo Big Sight today. The east half, where about 90% of the people are going, is a doll, figurine, and manga convention. So good for them, good for us. A lot less people than I thought there were going to be in line, but we still got to rush to our favorite booths really quickly to beat out these crowds. Wish us luck. 10 o'clock on the dot, and the convention administrators started moving everybody into one big line for entry into the convention, and here we go. Lots of great costumes at many of the booths. Surprisingly, some of the most popular booths off the bat were the Western games that had recently been translated into Japanese. As you can see, there were a lot of really big, high-profile board game shops, designers, and publishers with the largest booths in the center of the hall. Plenty of people lining up, including our very excited fan here front and center to get the toy that he wanted out of the bauble vending machine right at the entrance to the convention. Another great part was being able to sit down pretty much anywhere in the convention hall and try any game that you saw on display. Again, more costumes and just great advertising for what was very limited space for most of these designers. 1 to 2 meters of table space was all they had among the 400 to 500 booths in attendance. Lots of unusual little games and board game accessories, including some awesome displays like this baseball-themed animal draft. Here's a game that my friend Jake picked up, Mad Rick, a 2-player Cthulhu-themed strategy game that we still need to translate the rules for, but as you can see, the art and components are absolutely top-notch, and we can't wait to get this to the table and have a few duels. Here we have one of the largest Taiwanese publishers, Shepherd Kit, showing off their Paleolithic educational game series. And here we have a fun meteor-themed game where you drop the dice on your meeples to collect resources. I had to check out Salmon Run from publisher Kokumaya, a hand management game where you try to get your salmon farther and farther up the river, avoiding bears. No board game convention would be complete without the obligatory Magic tournament. One of the best and most unique things about Tokyo Game Market is all of the wildly unique and imaginative games seeing their debut here at the convention, including this stick stacking game. All right, so as promised, we're going to take a look at all the games I picked up at Game Market in 3 sets. So we're going to start with the heavy games first that I was able to get at the convention. These are probably the games I'm most excited to play. I've already gotten to play 2 of them and just can't wait to get to the other 5. So we're going to start by looking at these first 7 games. So let's start over here on the left. This is Kamakura Collection by Ju Game Studio. They've done a couple other games before this, such as Perfect Hotel, Wine Taster, or Wine Rating. And then they also debuted a second game at this Tokyo Game Market called Grand Opening. This one, I'm going to read you the back of the box here, says, from Buddha statues to temples and shrines, from underwater fireworks to beauty-filled nature with changing seasonal expressions, Kamakura is a coastal town in Japan with a variety of historical heritage sites and cultural assets of tradition. Kamakura Collection is a board game that offers players to roam and sightsee the town to compete for the best experience of its many attractions through collecting coins and travel memories. Hitch a ride on the rickshaw, meditate at the Zen temple, get lost inside a bamboo grove, come experience the beauty of Kamakura like never before. So this game, in a nutshell, I think is like Takedo on steroids. It is a worker placement game based in the town of Kamakura, which is just southwest of Tokyo. I've had the pleasure of being there twice already, and it's definitely one of my favorite places I've visited inside Japan so far. Absolutely breathtaking sights that you can see there, and to combine one of my favorite travel destinations with a worker placement game which you know I love, this was hands down the very first game I knew I was going to buy at Tokyo Game Market. So I'm really excited to play it. Let's see. It's 2 to 4 players. It says it takes about 45 minutes to play. Haven't gotten a chance to try it yet, but I'm very excited. All right, moving on to Sengoku Domino by Game Noah. This also debuted at this game market. This is a tile placement game, but it has a really fun dominoes war-based theme. Essentially, there are 4 regions on the map. You're trying to win 2 of those 4 regions by placing dominoes of your color onto that region. You can only play a new tile according to domino rules, so one side of your tile has to match the side of the tile that you're laying it next to, and then the player that wins the most rows and columns in a region will take that region. You win a row or column by adding up the total number of all the tiles that you've played in that region. So not super complicated, but I think super strategic. The art is really fun, just with a bunch of kind of Edo period designs on the tiles. This one I think is really cool, and Game Noah deserves a special shout out. When I picked up their game, they were so excited. They gave me their other game, Animals, for free. So I'll be showing that in a later Tokyo Game Market game preview featuring some of the smaller games I picked up. All right, let's move on to one of the biggest and most expensive and quickest selling out games of the convention. This is Freaky Design's second title, Monster Empire. You may have seen me review their first big title, Shinobi Empire. I really enjoyed that game. Small, compact, fun tile placement game. This game kind of defies mechanic definition. Essentially, you have a kingdom with 6 different regions in it, each occupied by different monsters of very high flavor and character design, as you can probably see on the back of this box. But the premise is you have to tell 3 facts about the monster you plan to attack. Only one of the things that you tell every other player has to be true, and then every player guesses which monster you're going to attack, choosing to either join you or to go somewhere else. If the players that join you in attacking that monster roll high enough that you defeat the monster, you collect treasure, and the first person to get 6 different jewels, 1 from each region, wins the game. It's kind of a bluffing game. It's kind of a dice game. It's also a little bit of a deception and deducement game. I don't really know what to call this. I played it for the first time today. It supports up to 8 players. It's really fun and way deeper than my really shitty explanation just did it justice. So this one, I'm really excited to give you a close-up look at all of the contents because, once again, Freaky Design knocked it out of the park. All right, let's go to the smallest box in today's video preview of the games I picked up. This is from Batavia from designer Colin Arc. This is a resource and hand management game where you are trying to fill 3 cargo ships based in the 17th century kind of Dutch trading company, West Indies, East Indies trading company theme. The cargo you can put on each of your ships is wheat and pepper and cinnamon, various crops and spices and goods. But every cargo card has a special ability when you load it onto a ship, and it also has a cost that is paid in other cards from your hand. So this has a race for the galaxy type feel to it in that your cards are also your resources, and it's just a race to who can fill 3 ships first. 2 to 6 players, 40 minutes, Comes with English rules. This seems like a great pocket-sized resource hand management game. I really enjoy that play style. Really excited to get this to the table. As you saw in the preview session, oh no, I forgot to take a picture of this one. I might have mentioned it, but I got to play this at the Marble Cafe Game Market preview the Wednesday before the convention when I tried out 8-Bit Mockup and Alpanesia and Dice Wide Shut. This is another in the growingly popular series of roll and write games in Japan, except there's no rolling in this one. This one is a card flipping, and based on the color, you get to draw on a fun map of Kyoto a certain number of street segments for your bus route. The goal in this one is to set up combos based on your bus route to pick up students and tourists and elderly people and drop them off at strategic locations to set up combos of points. But there's a lot of really tricky decision making because if your bus route ever overlaps somebody else's bus route, you lose points. If you ever have to break the rules and change the shape of your route segment for that turn, that causes you to lose points. And there's always this, do I cash in my tourist now at the shrine or try to get one more before I score all the points debate that you have to have every time you draw a new part of your route because you don't know what shape you're going to get to add to your bus route on the next card flip. I love this game. I am so excited to review this one for you. It's super non-gamer friendly. It's really fun to draw all over Kyoto and make your own bus map with the erasable markers. This one is just super clever, super creative, super fun. All right, Air Alliance. I am super stoked to be able to show you guys this game from Route 11. Mainly because they were so kind. I was ready to pick this game up, and they insisted that I take a copy to show to all the Americans and English speakers that watch my channel to try to get more coverage for awesome games coming out of Japan. This is a transportation, action management, engine builder game where you manage an airline and try to most efficiently and expertly deliver all types of passengers all over the world to rack up frequent flyer miles, which are the victory points in this game, and score big combos via the airports you visit, the types of passengers you're able to shuttle around the world, and just all around really cool looking game. The components are super fun. The map is really colorful. It's kind of an overhead instead of sideways Mercadian view. So you're kind of looking at it from the North Pole. Everybody gets a different color of airplane and region of the world to manage at the start. There are neutral NPC airlines, so a lot of asymmetry in this one. Definitely not your standard light Japanese board game. This one I think is going to be really great to play, and it comes with English rules. So many of these games this year are coming with English rules. In fact, all the ones I showed you already have English rules available. Only Sengoku Domino requires that you download those English rules. The rest of these have them in the box. All right, let's get to possibly one of the most anticipated games from Tokyo Game Market 2018 spring, and that is Catan. So you may be thinking to yourself, that cover looks a little familiar, and the name of this game sounds a little familiar. Well, you're not confused. This is a parody of Settlers of Catan. But instead of using your standard resources to build cities, towns, and roads, you are using food resources to build the longest poop. That's right, the longest poop. I have to read you the description from their Game Market website. So, the Twitter handle for One Night People Wolf, which is the designer for this game, was _crap games. And here's what they wanted you to know about their game. So on the Game Market website, you're supposed to describe your games in 3 lines to give people a sense of what your game is about. These are their 3 lines. Throw dice and collect hoods. Make the longest pookers. Win those who could successfully excrete. Whether to stare on the path, disturb the opponent, reversal one shot or not, this feeling is boring. Aim for an asshole, let's more. In rating their game, 4 out of 5 for strategy, 3 out of 5 for luck, 3 out of 5 for negotiations, and 3 out of 5 for shit. In parentheses, people of the softer, people stiff, and refreshing. So yes, I am very excited to play this 2 to 4 player, 60-minute poop-themed board game, and I dearly hope that you will share that experience with me, because together I have no doubt that we can build the longest poop Catane has ever seen. So with that, the first 7 games preview for Tokyo Game Market Spring 2018. Stay tuned for reviews of all of these games. I'm going to link to where you can check out more about them. I'm going to link to pictures and photo albums. I'm going to talk about playtests. I'm going to tell you where you can buy them. I'm going to show you where the English rules are. I want you guys to try these games because this convention was amazing. And we're only a third of the way through all of the awesome games I was able to pick up. Thanks for joining. See you for the next Tokyo Game Market Spring 2018 coverage. All right, so that was day 1, Saturday, and the first 7 games that I picked up at Tokyo Game Market. I've got about 14 more games to show you from Japan and Taiwan, as well as a lot of reviews I need to work through. Definitely check out my videos that are going to be going up over the next few weeks, and I'll make sure to be posting Board Game Geek pages and translated rule sets for all of the games that do not include English rules in their actual packaging. So with that, hope you enjoyed day 1. Stay tuned for day 2. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.